Alright guys, so before we start today's video, we need to decide who the winner of the stay-at-home burnout challenge is. And I wanted a very simple, clear-cut win, and that definitely was not the situation. So, I will say I'm a little disappointed. Out of the 300,000 plus people that watched it, only about 8,000 people voted. I guess that's like kind of decent. But the thing is, it seemed like it turned into more of a popularity contest, and the two people that kind of tied for first, which I'll explain, both had very large followings, but also had really cool burnouts. So, technically speaking, junk builds with the burnout where the car was dropped off the rear won, because the people that voted typed in the number for their burnout. However, a very close second, both people had almost 1,500 votes. I think junk builds was like a little over 1,500 and a little below 1,500, was Mayhem Inc from New Zealand, which had a really cool burnout with the S15 and the Chaser. But a bunch of their followers like typed in a weird variation of their vote, whether it's in quotations or with a number mark, so I literally had to go and manually count and found out that they actually technically won. I didn't know what to do, so I reached out to Mayhem Inc and I suggested possibly doing a revote or a rerun, because their clip also was technically 3 months old, which wasn't really the purpose of this challenge. I wanted people to go out and do a stay-at-home burnout to advocate people to stay home and have fun with their cars in their driveway, where they just kind of recycled a 3-month-old clip. They suggested I give it to the runner-up, which was junk builds, which is an awesome burnout, but their burnout was at their shop, and that kind of also defeated the whole purpose, because the whole purpose of the stay-at-home burnout was to stay at home, not go to the shop, to actually take the risk and that leap of messing up your driveway, potentially angering your neighbors, to do something a little bit more rad than normal. So the fairest way that I decided to do this, I would take the top 4 burnouts, including Mayhem Inc, including junk build, since technically those two were almost tied for first, and we're gonna do a revote on YouTube right now, and I'm gonna do the live poll on YouTube, so please, please, please vote. My biggest thing is I didn't want any upset people or hard feelings, and I knew if junk builds won with a shop burnout, people would be upset with me. I knew if Mayhem Inc won with an older cycle clip, people might be upset with me. So I'm gonna put in the top 4. We have New Zealand, Hungary, Ireland, and Poland. It's a cool top 4, and I do want to suggest you guys check out the channel and social media of all the people that have the top 4 burnouts. Send them some love so that everybody wins. And then hopefully we'll get a clear result and a clear winner that everyone's happy with in the beginning of this video. Now enjoy some rad burnouts.
Pista beszorult, a vágópista!
What's up guys, welcome to today's video. We got a little weird thing going on with the lens, sorry about that. Look, what is back. I'm gonna be doing some TLC to the Evo. Actually gonna take it on the track in a couple days, so I wanna start doing a few changes based on the stuff that we had going on at the last track day. So I'll kinda walk you guys through that, and we'll have a little video with one of my favorite cars in the fleet. So as a reminder from the last track day, two of the things are gonna be very different. One, I'm switching over to a different brake setup, which I'll explain. Two, I now have a one-way Cusco front diff in the car, where before I had an open one in the front. I'm a little torn as to how it's gonna work. I know a lot of the Evo track guys I spoke to advised me to do the one-way. When I had the two-way, it was junk because the car would just push through the corner. The one-way should be better and should unlock on light load and on decel. But Another thing that Johan noticed, because he's been going over the car and just looking at some stuff, I was a little low on brake fluid, and it reminded me that I never put proper track fluid in the car. So we're switching over to some Motul stuff that should hold up to heat a lot better. That plus the new pads should make a big difference, because last time I was at the track with the car, I started getting pretty bad brake fade and losing a lot of confidence in the car because of that. So I spoke to the guys over at MA Performance, and they helped me figure out what brake pads I should switch over to. They do a lot of track evos, and they said that these Hawk DTC pads will hold up a lot better to high heat. So we now have DTC 60s for the front and rear. And if I want, I can always swap back to the street pads when I'm not on the track, because I think these need some heating them to start really working. Gross. So I don't know if I filmed this before, but I did get a really cool ARC cooling panel. It's a cool little titanium piece that they don't make anymore for the Evo. If you're unfamiliar with what these things do, they essentially create a block off here to force the air to go through the radiator. Do I need it? Does this car overheat? No. Is it gonna make it look a lot nicer? Yes. So it'll kind of tuck in just like this. Grab some newer looking hardware just to make it a little bit nicer. And then look at it now. It's a nice little piece. This is kind of embarrassing, definitely a super noob thing, but I've just never taken the time to switch my brake fluid when I go to the track. I don't know for sure if this is the same brake fluid I had in it. Is there a high likelihood? Yes. So the boiling point on this was 460. Then on the new stuff, what is it?
594.
There you go, that's a decent jump. I was probably boiling my fluid. Especially considering that it's down, that would make sense.
Yeah, it was down to a low level, so definitely will make it.
Well, would you look who showed back up at the shop? Is it okay if I accidentally reveal another thing that's gonna be in your video in 2 weeks?
This is the sneak peek channel now, so I'm caught up on videos. I'm doing so much crap to that. Just no one ever knew how far behind I was on videos until you.
People are getting real upset with me for like spoiling all your surprises. They don't understand that there was verbal clarification and confirmation that it was okay before uploading every single time.
Yes, because I feel like it's gonna put more pressure on me to actually get caught up. So,
by the way,
it's good.
First nut.
No,
yep.
It was not the first one.
I swear, I opened the drawer and it was just there. You did all the hard work, you found it. Wow. It's a long inside joke. Anyway, somehow she has convinced me.
I did this all by myself. These are my seats that I put together by myself. You'll see it on my channel.
The people on my videos know that putting seats together is probably my least favorite thing on the planet.
See, I don't believe it. Because you're always doing these things you say you hate.
Yeah, because I've done all the dumb mistakes and I just want to save you from said dumb mistakes. So I want to help.
I'm like in here trying to put my sliders on by myself, like not bother anybody. And he just comes in and looks at what I'm doing. He's like, no. No. Just stop.
You make me sound so rude. I was so nice. I was like, listen, like I'm not trying to be offensive, like I don't want to upset you, but I would really like it if you would let me help you because what you're doing is really wrong. And I even said it nicer than that.
Yeah, you're pretty nice about it, I guess.
Yeah.
That's alright.
So
I've just been trying to get these in here for so long, and I was like, screw it. I'm just gonna.
You haven't though. You've been talking about doing it, but you haven't been trying.
Because I almost had the I
you haven't had time.
Out of the Z, and I put the stock seats back in. I just took them out again today. And I was like, I'm not going another day with the stock seats in, so it has to be today.
I see you. You have yourself an obsessed garage shirt. Have you been taking some detailing lessons?
Maybe. No, and you have me paranoid about even trying to detail any car. You're so picky that I'm just like, never gonna try. Never gonna even try.
She thinks I'm picky. She doesn't realize who owns the company whose shirt she's wearing.
What? Oh, yeah. Well, see, I would never try to detail their cars either, so it's fine.
Hear that, Matt? She's never gonna try to detail one of your cars. Shulman, I need to apologize to you because everyone has been on Shulman's case lately about all the disappearing tools.
No!
I found them. You have no idea if it's.
You just asked me. You're like, it's really big. Just bring me an adjustable. I don't know where all your tools are, so one of these is.
The whole toolbox in here while you're at it.
One of these isn't a word, and I told you I'll put them back. So I said, here you go. One of those surely has to work for that. So, boom.
Hey, how long do you think these seats are gonna last? Like, before they're filthy?
Well, I'm gonna spray some nanotech stuff on it that makes them not stain. So, because I know people that make nanotech things.
Is that what happens when you live in, where'd you used to live? Not Sacramento, what's the other place with all the hills?
Los Angeles?
No, the place with, San Francisco.
Oh, San Francisco, yeah.
That sounds like a San Francisco
Yeah.
company.
Also, get out my time lapse.
What do you mean?
I'm trying to, no, I was trying to do
You're
one.
trying to pretend like you're doing
I was trying to pretend that I was doing this one. Because you did that seat, so I was like, okay, well, I gotta do something.
Well,
and
you're rummaging around in my wrenches.
Because you asked.
Throwing apples at me. Whole bushels of apples.
One of these has to fit, though. Wait. Nope. Is that first try? No. There you go. One of these will fit. Get out my time lapse, bro.
I had so much fun watching all you guys burnouts the other day, and it honestly got me a little jealous because I did one, but it was in the Mustang, which isn't that crazy. And mind you, I would love to do a tip-in right now, but I don't think doing a tip-in in my shop parking lot is the best idea. However, I've been driving this car in and out of the shop for the past couple weeks, and it kills me not to drive her. She likes to try to kill me every time I drive her on the road, and she tries to pull me into guardrails and stuff. I think something's broken in the rear end. I gotta throw her up on a lift. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But in the meantime, I figured I might as well throw the old skid tires in the rear. And I want to see, I've tried dumping her in fourth. She didn't like it. She blew up. She likes being dumped in third. So I'm gonna try dumping her in third and doing a quick gear change. I got some inspiration from you guys. It doesn't like to shift from 3 to 4, so it might get mad, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Yeah, she's also been, all right, looks, we got coolant, that's good. It's been having this weird situation where coolant's been going missing, so I think the head might be getting a little mad on her. But anyway, we'll do a quick burnout for you guys. What else are you bringing into my shop?
I'm bringing them and putting them in my car.
Oh my God.
More things.
Wow. Jeez. Hey, can you do me a favor real quick? Can you film a clip for me real quick, please?
No.
I'm gonna do a little burnout.
That's why you're messing with this car?
What do you mean why I was messing with this car?
No, you're not. You're not about to.
She doesn't know me if she didn't put 2 and 2 together. Watching me mount these tires on my Z. Why else would I be mounting tires on my Z at 1 a.m. at night?
Alright, do your camera. Just do it. Oh my gosh, I'm still working on my car. We're gonna have to bail now. Wow. That was amazing.
I was like, for whatever reason, this car's really hard to do the 3/4 shift. Man, that looks sick though. That left a big, nice black mark, huh?
No, it was cloudy everywhere. That was insane.
I wish I could set limiter on this car to be like some sort of aggressive anti-lag, because it's very like just unenthusiastic at limiter. So that's one thing maybe I'll see if I can change. I'll hit up Martin. Otherwise I'd have to keep bouncing off throttle. But yeah, no, it liked it. That's good.
I feel like we should dip now.
Yeah, no, I should definitely load it up because we plowed up the whole block.
It's still cloudy, y'all.
It's gonna be so good when I can start doing some like tip-ins in the car. Or, like I would love to do a burnout long enough to pop the tires, and I think it would. Man, that's a sick black mark. I wonder though, you know, so the car always pulls me one way. Looking at the marks, look at the right wheel and look at the left wheel.
Oh wow.
I wonder if my diff is just like slightly opening up. Because something's wrong here, I think.
Well, it's also super low here, but I mean, I just...
But that is weird though, isn't it? Look how much darker this one is than that. That could explain, look, I did a burnout and I solved a problem. Seriously. That's a critical difference. Look at over here. You can see when I clicked fourth and made all the stick smoke, this line got thin. To be fair, this is a little bit higher ground, so I think it might have loaded it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's just uneven the whole way.
Wow, that's
impressive.
You guys inspired me, and I'm gonna announce the winner of the Burnout Challenge after this clip, but I'm waiting till tomorrow because I want to give the poll some time. I'm super excited because I thought with everything going on I wouldn't be able to get a plate to drive around the E36, but I was able to get a temp tag so I can drive it around on the street, do some more testing, and just enjoy it. Look at how good it looks now. It's crazy how just like cleaning up the interior made the whole entire car seem a lot nicer. I love it. So I set up an in-car GoPro, that way you guys can get a little bit of perspective, driver POV, while we go take this thing for a quick cruise. To go get some Gringos Locos, of course. In case you're wondering, Gringos Locos is still open. She successfully made the journey with a few slight hiccups in the beginning, but got it sorted out. So I'm just excited to be able to drive this thing more and just, you know, it's weird. I feel like most people do the shakedowns on the track, but I normally do my shakedowns on the road to make sure they'll be good at the track. So just more driving around. I told you guys I was going to fill you in on Zeroy. There's nothing inherently obvious underneath as to why it would be acting up. The only thing I could think is maybe the two-way that I have on it is unlocking or locking in a weird fashion, in which case going back to a welded might be the best case scenario. I will tell you, Supra's back fixed. I was able to source some parts, so I got the new top plate for the tank, got a new Guibo. The drive shaft was actually fine, it was just the Guibo. But this thing, on that drive, I will have to tell you guys, I don't know if you can tell in the video, I think there's something wrong inside the trans. Whenever the clutch was engaged, so like no foot on the pedal, super weird like clunking on and off throttle that escalated and got worse and worse and worse and turned into like kind of a rotational vibration. But when the clutch was engaged, it wasn't there, which leads me to think it's not drive shaft or diff related, because when the clutch is engaged, that stuff's still spinning. But it's something in regards to the clutch or the adapter or the trans. So the trans might have to come off on this thing tomorrow. But that's a great example of what I was explaining before, why I like to drive the race cars on the street, so I can find that stuff out driving around rather than at the track and have a really critical failure or miss out on track time. So anyway, tomorrow's, or I shouldn't say tomorrow's video, but the following day, we're gonna do some Evo stuff. So I may or may not be driving that car hard somewhere, we'll see. I'm crossing my fingers hoping that it still goes on with everything that's going on. I'm not too sure, but I will keep you guys in the loop, and congrats again to the winner of the Burnout Challenge. I don't know because I haven't done the tally yet, but I've put it in before this in the video, so you guys already know. But anyway, thank you guys, and I'll see you soon.